Hey guys, Smooth here, and today I'm going to be talking about something that a lot of video makers have been addressing, and a lot of you guys have been asking me as well, and that is my thoughts on the EoC. Now, this is kind of a complicated issue, so I'm going to break it down kind of piece by piece. But first, I just want to tell you guys, sorry that I haven't been coming out with videos as often as you guys have been used to it. I've had a crazy busy work week. I mean, I've put in maybe 70 to 80 hours combined this entire week, and today when I was expecting to get some time off, I had a family member pass away yesterday, and I had to go to a wake today, which took a lot of time. So it's been pretty difficult for me to get on here and make some videos, but I'm back here and expect a lot more in the future. Anyway, as far as my thoughts on the EoC, now again, this is kind of complicated, and as of now, I am not a big fan of how they're going about the whole thing. And that's because it's simply not ready yet. Now, I heard from a pretty reliable source that Jagex had not intended to release it until maybe January or maybe even early February because they knew that it wasn't ready because it was just so bugged out. But apparently, they're kind of rushing it because they feel as if they cannot produce enough quality content in the current format of the game in a way that they would like. Now, if you've been looking at some of their new quests, like What's Mine is Yours, they've upgraded the graphics, they've been redoing everything and putting voice acting on all the old quests. So, as far as the way the game looks and the way the game functions, it's actually improving pretty dramatically. Now, as far as the way combat is actually structured, in the old format of the game, and I have a lot of nostalgia towards it, I've been playing since around 2005. It's a very fun, cute system, but I mean, it's not necessarily anything that's very strategic unless you're a tri-birder. Now, tri-birding is pretty uncommon in the wild, and it's almost not worth it because there's so few people that do it, and you will probably spend more time looking for a fight than actually fighting anybody. So guys like Bodhi are few and far in between. For the most part, what you see nowadays in the wilderness is basically a lot of Edgeville PKing, a lot of Darrocking, and when you go to the Crucible, you probably see a lot of Storm of Armordile people and Ganodermic. So it's not too competitive and it's not too strategic. You'll just have some overpowered gear and a lot of lucky hits, which I've never been a big fan of, and it's kind of annoying. Like, I could go into the wild with some really expensive gear and just get one hit with a Debo, or maybe some lucky Darrock hit could hit me for max life points. And that kind of sucks, you know, it kind of takes away a lot of the fun of the game. Like, for me personally, when I was going into the wild back when I was a pure, my count actually was a pure and I had 99 strength and 1 defense, which was pretty rare back in the days. This was kind of a result of me being a pest control prod. But yeah, I mean, I used to get some really great fights back in the day because it was a lot less. There was a lot less overpowered gear. Darrox didn't have the bonfire effect. You know, stuff like Storm of Armor didn't exist. So you actually could get pretty good fights. I would tri-bird a lot more strategy involved than it is now. But with the way the EoC is, again, I don't like that they're releasing it so early. It's so buggy. There's some really big glitches, and I expect a lot of bug abuse to be occurring. And when I say a lot, I mean a lot to be occurring. But one thing I really do like about the EoC, and I know as soon as I say like and EoC in the same sentence, a lot of you guys are gonna panic. But listen, let's be fair about this, and let's put the nostalgia aside and be realistic about it. There's a lot more strategy involved now in the way that combat is going to be going about. Now, I'm not really too familiar with every single combat strategy because there's a lot going on. And another thing that I'm not a fan of, even though they have improved on it slightly, is the way that combat animations are being more linked to their damage splats. Now, before you'd swing 30 times with the sword, and you wouldn't see nearly as many damage splats, which would be really confusing because something like, you know, when you see a Dragon Claw, you'll see 4 swipes, you'll see 4 damage splats. With a Dragon Dagger special, you'll have those 2 swipes and you'll see 2 hits. So that's something that got a little bit confusing for me at first, but it's something I've gotten kind of used to. But all in all, I'm kind of intrigued with how the game is going to go about. Now, I actually do not mind it completely as far as the way combat works. I really want to try it out and see how it works in the live game once everything's improved and all the bugs and all the kinks are kind of sorted out. I'm really worried that in the next 2 days that they're just going to release a really glitched, unpolished version of the game, which if you guys played the Combat Academy, which was just released a little while ago, that in itself was extremely unpolished and very buggy and was put into the, you know, well, not necessarily the live game, but it has effects on the live game, and it was awful. It was just really bad, and it's very possible that it's going to happen again in the live game when the beta goes live. If you looked at Castle Wars video, he showed how there's a glitch where you can basically build up adrenaline without attacking anybody, literally just moving around and clicking certain spots on the floor once you have a target established, and then you could build up for an ultimate and then one-hit somebody with an ultimate. Now, you shouldn't even be able to one-hit somebody with an ultimate in the first place. I was seeing hits of, you know, like 9,000 plus, which is, you know, absolutely ridiculous. You know, imagine, you know, somebody bringing a Gmaul and Rune or whatever, and then completely one-hitting you in Torva. You know, it's out of control. So again, these are some kinks that really need to be worked out. That it's honestly, if they can get it ready on time, then good for them, and then I'll be excited to try out the things that the game has to offer. As far as am I gonna quit? I don't plan on quitting. I want to try the game out for a little bit longer. Again, guys, it's just a game. We all play it for fun. We play it to enjoy it. I know since it's kind of a number game, and I talk with Alkin about this a lot. That being a RuneScape player, we're kind of obsessed with numbers. Now, when you see when you play the game, you kind of always chasing numbers, whether it be experience, whether it be levels, whether it's the amount of GP you have, or the amount of defense you have, stab bonus, slash, whatever. We really like numbers. We're all sort of pixel hungry in a way. That becomes sort of an obsession. So, you always have new goals to reach because the numbers can keep on getting higher, unless you're in Suomi's case where you've almost maxed out everything. But generally speaking, there's always something you can get higher. Even for Suomi, you can get his bank bigger. So as a result, the game gets very addictive because we have the type of personalities that cater towards liking math, towards liking logic, towards liking these kind of things. So a lot of people are sticking with the game simply because they're addicted to it, and it's totally understandable. A lot of games are fun and addictive, and I'm not very different from all you guys. I do like the whole process of getting my levels higher, gaining more experience, improving my bank. So as a result, so because of that, I'm not going to be quitting anytime soon. I'm going to keep playing this as long as I find enjoyment in it. If they do a terrible job and I lose my passion for it, then I'll move on. Then I'll put new videos up on this, and then we can all see where we go from there. But for now, I want to check it out, see what it has to offer, and take it from there. There's a lot to be learned. There's a lot that's going to be new. In the meantime, what I've been doing to prepare for the EoC is I've been basically getting a lot of the combat stuff out of the way as far as the difficult stuff, like my 500 Dominion Tower boss kills. So I've been going in there with Bandos and claw specking pretty much all the bosses, because that's pretty much the fastest way to get your 500 kills, and I recommend you all do that the same. That's actually the footage I have in the background, because that's what I've been up to basically. I also plan on getting some PKing done because it's been a really, really long time since I've gotten some good PKing done, and especially some hybriding. And I definitely want to get some done maybe tomorrow or after tomorrow and put some footage up for you guys. And maybe do one big event where we have some kind of nostalgic end of RuneScape 2 or whatever you want to call it, end of the current version of RuneScape, where maybe we do some sort of free to play event or some kind of boss killing or PKing together. So you guys can leave a comment below and let me know what you think about that. And yeah, I know a lot of you are very quick to dismiss the EoC as being bad or negative because, well, they've done a really bad job in the way they've marketed it to us. But bad marketing doesn't necessarily mean a bad product. So, give it a chance and see where it takes it from you. Leave a comment below and let me know what you guys are all doing with your last few days and what you guys would like to see me do. Take care, guys.